Welcome to the fourth course of the Agile Project Management, the PMI-ACP Agile Certified Practitioner certification program. This one is focused on Agile planning and more precisely on project initiating and requirements gathering. An Agile development team uses rolling wave planning and progressive allocation, refining and adjusting plans at various points throughout a project's lifecycle. Planning is beneficial because it reduces risk and uncertainty, improves decision making, fosters trust, and makes it easier to pass on information to stakeholders. Agile teams focus on three levels of planning. During release planning, the customer and developers collaborate to provide high-level information on what user stories or features and how many iterations to include in a product release. During iteration planning, a team conducts detailed planning of the tasks to complete in a specific iteration. This planning is informed by the results of previous iterations. Daily planning occurs during brief meetings when developers discuss their progress, immediate plans, and any obstacles. In an agile approach, release planning involves gathering requirements, creating user stories, prioritizing stories, estimating stories, grouping stories, and setting a release date. Iteration planning is more detailed. It involves updating requirements, confirming user stories and priorities, decomposing user stories into tasks, and refining estimates before each new iteration begins. The first step in planning an agile project is developing a business case and a product vision. The business case is a short document outlining the opportunity that the project represents, the project's goals, and the strategy for achieving them, a project vision, milestones, the required investment, and the expected payback. The product vision is a description of what will be delivered, which is encapsulated in a vision statement of who will be involved in creating a product and how the work will be done. A project scope is the extent of the work it includes. Using an agile approach, a team controls project scope by focusing only on developing functionality that is of direct value to the customer. A use case provides an overview of a project scope. It describes how users must be able to interact with the system and the required results. It also describes exceptions or the steps that must occur in response to system errors. User stories break down the project's high-level requirements into specific, discrete requirements for particular product functions. An agile team may need to break large user stories, known as epics, into smaller stories as a project progresses. It may also group related user stories into different teams. These are the main points that you are going to learn in detail. This course will have two main sections. The first one is called Introduction to Agile Planning, and the second, Initiating and Scoping an Agile Project. After completing the first section, Introduction to Agile Planning, you will be able to recognize the levels of Agile planning, understand the benefits of having a plan for an Agile project, and identify activities that take place during the different phases of Agile planning. After completing the second section, Initiating and Scoping an Agile Project, you will be able to understand the essential elements of a business case, identify the elements of product vision, analyze an example of a use case, and develop examples of user stories. This is it for now. In this introductory part of the course, before going into the actual content, you also have a general presentation of the PMI-ACP Agile Certified Practitioner certification program and a short guideline video on how Udemy works for a better learning experience.